inspiration. And this is another one that makes me often want to call the channel left field because it might seem like it's coming out of left field. But it's just a little bit maybe a different angle. But so like a lot of things are really our prerogative, like as having the basic the basic civil liberties of modern society, where we can do a lot of the same things that a more awesome institution would do in our own life, and it can be as effective and as worthy, I think. So there's something in the there's something called a libation. So a libation is like a liquid offering. So like when you pour out a liquid of some kind as an offering to something greater beyond you. So I think a lot of different faith heritages would do something similar like that. But then we have it in our prerogative to do something similar. So where I put different videos about sobriety on here, and I think that it's been recognized by people that if you've tasted certain things, they leave a mark on you, whether for better or worse. And certain joys and thrills are one of those, and alcohol would be one. I put in another video that I began a relationship with alcohol in a way that wasn't it wasn't to my strong suit in my development. But all I meant to say is that I've been around alcohol for a lot of my life, and I've had a relationship with it. But I've been pretty effective at maintaining a level of sobriety, especially at the last 6 months. And a lot of things really took off for me in my life when I started to take a step back from alcohol, even though I thought I was keeping it together. But that's exactly when you're not keeping it together, is when you think you are. So one of them is that there's another YouTuber that I have cited a couple of times that does videos about hardcore videos about like rock and roll and hip hop lifestyles, and he has certain famous sayings, and one of them is "Who told you to reward yourself?" And so one time, like last summer, I looked at myself in the mirror on a Friday coming home from work, right about the time when you start to get those warm feelings when you're passing the liquor store on the way home. And I looked myself in the eye 5 times and said, "Who told you to reward yourself? Who 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 told you to reward yourself?" And that registered with me. But another part of that is that even with that, we're likely to be finding ourselves close to. All I meant to say is that an equal way of breaking the force of our own habit as to make a statement like that I just made would be to pour out a libation from time to time. So if you could ever if you struggle with something like alcohol, I challenge you to save up your money and go and buy the finest bottle of water of wine you can without hurting yourself financially. Take it home, maybe open it, let it breathe a little bit, and then pour it right on down the sink. And offer that to. They say that we have a we're connected as human beings, and as beings in this universe is connected. So certain parts of our story and our struggle are yet unified and have a collective force and a propensity for better or worse. And one of them is, I think, the struggle for sobriety, that has been a daunting struggle for a lot of people, and it has cost people their lives, but it has also afforded people greatness in surmounting that and having a testimony. So I would say that I'm not in here encouraging anyone to make homage to awesome spiritual concepts, but and not to blaspheme or to be flippant about that, but just to say that there is a collective struggle for sobriety, and that if you could pour something down the sink in homage to that, it could impact the calculus and the momentum of your habits in your life, and it could give you consciousness around something as influential yet subtle, and it's sometimes enjoyable as alcohol. To where if you were to make that statement like I made 5 times in a row, looking at yourself in the mirror, or you were to simply consciously pour a fine bottle of wine right on down the sink, it actually looks kind of cool when it's in the sink, and it's like it's actually kind of cool to do as egregious and obscene as that would sound like from a financial standpoint. It's actually kind of cool to pour something down the sink that could have got you wasted in a lot of different levels. But all I meant to say is that will give you a little bit of consciousness around that, to where the next time that, because we will yet be have those feelings constantly for the remainder of our life if we've tasted something that we really enjoy. But we can have yet a level of consciousness around it to where if you can just get past that day that you wanted to partake of something, each day is full of so many opportunities. Each day that we wake up sober and with a mind to better ourselves and other people, and at like a decent hour of the morning, there are countless opportunities that are fashioning, that are presenting themselves to us if we approach the day on the right foot. And any one of those opportunities can affect the calculus of the remainder of our days on this earth, if not beyond. And then so I just wanted to say is that sometimes we don't know how much we're limiting ourselves when we wake up with a hangover, what we could have actually experienced that day and what that could have led to. So a big part of that is I just want to say I want to commend something called a libation. And I actually just did it this morning where I had a nice cup of tea. And I'm not just throwing stuff away. I normally don't throw away anything of food. But I had like a nice cup of coffee, and then there was like that last little swig of it that was left as I'm about to go out and do something productive this morning. And I was like, should I down it really quick before I head out, or should I take it with me in the car? But then it'll be unnecessary trash in the car. So I poured it down the sink as a libation to productivity and moderation and discipline, even around something enjoyable like a little cup of coffee or tea. Any mode of discipline that we can. There are so many things anticipating our day. We have different people and things that we both know about and don't know about that are anticipating what we may or may not do in any given day. And if we could do something upright and kind of awesome but disciplined to actually upset the calculus of our own morning, our own day, but in an inspirational way, we can maybe find ourselves in ways that are to our strong suit, despite the weight of the momentum of our own habits or the anticipation of different things that may be against our best interests. So I hope this can be of value and maybe just a different way to look at things. And I think that if I didn't live in the 1800s, but if I was trying to pull off a bank heist or a caper in the 1800s with me and a little motley crew of bandits that I assembled, my best bet would be to approach something from a different angle. That's the only way to pull something off. So I'm just offering these in that spirit of like forethought and considering a different angle to get away with something righteous. Peace.